Hi everyone and welcome back. In this video, we are going to walk you through the tutorial for how to make a navigational compass using the microbit and MakeCode. So what we're going to get you to do again is make sure you just open a browser. It doesn't really matter which one, but we are just going to go to makecode.com. So if you type makecode.com in the browser or editing window, it will take you to this page, which is Microsoft MakeCode, which again is a free open source platform where you can code a variety of projects. Now we've already used the microbit, so please click on the far left, find the picture of the microbit. And here it's going to ask you, you can see a variety of tutorials, but we are again going to start a new project. So on the far left, you'll see a purple box with an addition icon. Can you click on that? And it will ask you and prompt you for a project name. So within the project name, you are going to type in the word compass. So we're going to call this compass and hit the green create button, and that will take us to our direct page. Now we in previous videos and modules have gone over what the drawers are and how MakeCode and the microbit interact with one another. So we're going to skip past that and we're just going to get right into the code for this video. So can you begin by clicking the on start button, by clicking on this and dragging it over top of your drawers to delete it, because we're not going to need that today at all. Awesome. So you're going to be left with the forever block, and we're going to use a forever block because we want our compass to always work unless we tell it not to. So the first thing we're going to do in order to make a compass is we need to make a variable, and the number we're looking to track here is degrees. So can you click on your red variables drawer, and then at the very top you'll see the option to make a variable. If you click on that, you're just going to type in the word degrees and hit the green OK button. So once that comes up, in the middle you should see a block which says set degrees to 0. Please click and drag that onto the code editing window inside of the forever block. So this means forever we're going to set degrees to 0 currently. But as we talked about in the lesson, really the degrees we're looking to map here are related to the compass. So how can we actually use the sensor that's in the microbit? Well, we're going to click on the input drawer. And if you scroll down, you should see an option for compass heading in between light level and temperature. So we're going to take that compass heading and you're going to place it over top of the 0 by approaching from the left. And if you go slowly enough, you'll see that you can actually drop this line right in. So forever set degrees to the compass heading. Now, one of the big expectations that begin really in junior grades in Ontario is around the use of logic or conditional statements. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our logic drawer. And can you please grab the second one under conditionals, the if true then else block. And I'm going to place that right underneath the set degrees to. Okay, so now what we have to do is, yes, we know that we have degrees. We know we're going to map it to a compass heading, but we have to tell our compass or train it to know what direction is what. So what we're going to do from here is click on your logic drawer again and scroll down till you see the comparison block, the first one, 0 equals 0. And if you grab this and place it over top of the true, just like we did previously, that will allow you to now set these conditions. So what we're going to do on this first one is we are going to open our variable drawer again. And can you grab the circular degrees block? And I want you to place it over top of that first 0. So now it says if degrees are equal to 0, but that's not really what we want to do. So right where there's this equal sign here and the little drop down arrow next to it, if you click that drop down arrow and select if degrees are less than, and we're going to type in this first 0, 45, then we want it to equate to one direction. So the direction we want this to be so far is north. So if you click on your blue basic drawer and you scroll down to the show string hello, place this right underneath the degrees we've set it to be. So now, instead of where it says hello, just type in the letter N. So now whenever we're setting our compass and the degrees are less than 45 degrees, it will show us that we are heading north. Now this part, now all we have to do is really do this repeated pattern multiple times. So in order to do that, right now we don't have a lot of space. But if you see underneath the else block, there is an addition icon. If you click that, it'll now pop up something that looks similarly to what we just did. So For this part of the tutorial, I'm going to walk through it again in full, and then I'll show you how you can do some shortcuts. So where it says else if, I'm going to click on our logic drawer again. I'm going to grab the comparison block 0 equals 0. And we're going to place that right in between this else if, and the shape should match up and align. So now you're going to see a pattern starting to form. So now I'm going to have to put my degrees over top of the first circle again. So you can find that by clicking on your variables drawer, taking your circular degrees block, and placing it over top of the first 0. And oops, see, I almost had that wrong, so you go slow. There we go. So if degrees are not equal to 0, we want it to be if degrees are less than 135. So if degrees are less than 135, we want to show string west. So we'll go to our blue basic drawer, grab show string hello, place it right underneath, and then just type in a W to represent, and I'm going to do an uppercase to represent west. So now if our degrees are less than 45, now you'll see that on my microbit, something is actually showing up. And you can see this on the simulator starting to pop up based on how we move the microbit. Okay, so you can tell we have two other directions that we still have to account for. So what I would like you to do is I'm just going to make this a little easier. So I'm going to hit the addition icon one more time. And now just to save myself time and for you, I'm going to click on what we just did, the entire shape, which includes degrees, the comparison sign, and the number. And I'm going to right click on it and hit duplicate. This will save you a lot of time instead of pulling out each drawer. And it's really great just to be efficient for coding. And that's one of the expectations within grade 6 is around more efficiency with code. So I'm going to place this over top of what I just added. But this time, we don't want to have the exact same measure. I'm going to leave degrees less than, but I'm going to change the number to 225. So when degrees are less than 225, I want to show string south. So I'm actually even going to highlight the show string west, right click and duplicate. And I can change this to an S. Now there's only one other thing that we really have to do. Well, really kind of two things, but we're almost done, is I'm going to hit this addition icon one more time. And I want to also set the condition for east. So I'm going to do what I just did, and I'm going to highlight the whole shape. I'm going to right click it or two-finger tap on a Chromebook, hit duplicate. I'm going to move this inside the else if. And this time I'm going to change the number from 225 to if degrees are less than 315. Then show east. So I'm going to copy my show string south, duplicate it, and change the letter to E for east. Now what's funny is there's still a part of the degrees that we're not accounting for, which is above 315 to this 45. And if you see the visual on the lesson, this will make more sense to you. But the else just means whatever else we haven't accounted for. What do we want that direction to be? Well, right now, the only thing we still haven't accounted for is the degrees up into 45 for north. So we're going to just add a show string. Anything else that we haven't given a value to is going to be north, which is really anything above 315 until this 45. So now this is your entire code for making a navigational compass. And just so you can see, if you actually use your simulator and test it out, make sure that it actually works before you go about downloading it. So you have east, you have south, you turn it, you have west, and you can see what actual degree you have on the simulator there. Please note that when you do download this, the microbit will ask you to tilt to fill up the screen full of LEDs before it actually works for the compass. But have fun exploring and let us know if this helped and if you need any other help with additional videos as we go forward. Thanks everyone, enjoy.